Chad with Drawn and Cornered. We finally made it to Friday. It's October 9th. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the new debate commission's ideas about the next debate. There has been some talk about going all virtual for the 15th debate. Now, you know that I love these debates. I think this is just the greatest thing in the world when it comes to American politics. Not necessarily that first presidential one. I think that probably went a little bit off the rails and wasn't exactly what we were looking for, but I enjoy the debates. I enjoy the style. I enjoy what each candidate brings to the table and the discussion of policy issues on a deeper level rather than advertisements or spots that you do or even pressers and campaign events. I think it's a lot better when you start having pushback against those ideas. I like that a lot. So it was a very big disappointment to me to hear that seemingly without getting in touch with the campaigns themselves, the debate commission determined that the next debate would be virtual. This poses a few issues. One specifically for Trump is that he likes the fight. He likes the engagement. And obviously, that's a lot harder to do over a Zoom call than it is in person. So that's a big detriment. On top of that, and not necessarily that this would happen, but that it could happen, is that a virtual event allows a lot more capability for each candidate to have off-screen resources, and whether that's aides talking to them or showing them things that they need to know, whether that's a teleprompter that's being used, whether that's a earpiece, there's just a ton of opportunity to make that debate something that it shouldn't be, which is kind of a group effort. It should be the singular candidate going up there and talking about issues with another singular candidate, and that virtual event would kind of ruin that. There's the entire dynamic around the debate changes significantly when you go to a virtual event. Because of this, it seems that Trump has opted out. He said almost immediately, if it's going virtual, it's a waste of my time. I'm not going to do it. And it's hard to say whether or not that's Trump just being Trump and kind of, trying to walk away from a deal before ultimately coming back and making a slightly better deal. I don't know. I would like to believe that because Trump is so far behind in the polls, because he needs this debate a lot more than Joe Biden does, he's going to find a way to do it. Whatever he has to do, he's going to be there. This debate will occur because he has to have it there. It'll be interesting to see if it stays on the 15th. Now, Joe Biden, for his part, did a beautiful job playing this. He said, if it can't be on the 15th in person, let's move it to the 22nd. Let's move the next one to the 29th, and we'll just do them then. So we'll push them off basically a week apiece so that we can still have the 3 debates. We can still do it. We can do them in person, and we don't have to go virtual to do it. Also, he said, if I'm not going to have a debate on the 15th, I'm going to do a town hall so at least I can get in front of the American people and talk about my ideas, my policies. Fantastic move by Joe Biden. It's something that counters a lot of the narrative that had been out there before, that through most of September he was putting a lid on his campaign and not coming out after 10 o'clock in the morning, and whether that was debate prep or because he was tired or because he just doesn't want to be in front of the press, this has been a common issue for him, and now it seems that he's kind of ramping up into it. He's moving into a place where he's more comfortable and seeing the press a lot more. Now, I would argue the press is not doing a great job of being difficult for him. It seems fairly softball at this point. He's not getting a lot of the harder questions. He should be hit every day, often, about packing the Supreme Court. This is a top shelf question that has yet to been answered. It has been pushed off, and not even in a politician's way where they just kind of talk around the issue. He will tell you straight up, I'm not going to give you an answer on that because I think it's a distraction and because the American people are voting right now, which is nonsensical. It has nothing to do with the question at all. It's absurd to think that because I want to ask a question, you're not going to answer it because I'm also voting. It's like the information I'm trying to glean from you is important to that vote. That's why you answer those questions before I vote. It's just an absolutely spectacularly stupid claim, and it needs to be addressed as such by the media. So I'll see how hard they hit him, especially in that town hall. Somebody should be asking that question and should be hitting it over and over and over again. And if he refuses to answer, it should be a hard stop. Just been like, if you're not going to answer questions because people are voting, then again, this is a waste of time for everybody. So take off. Hopefully that will be the way that it's handled. It won't be, but if he gets harder media coverage, then being in front of the media makes more sense. But right now, he seems to be doing a great job of handling softball as easily as possible. So we will see what happens. Hopefully today they'll kind of wrangle through a lot of the issues that are between the virtual event and the live events, and whether or not Trump should be fine a week from now, or if there'll still be COVID issues. It seems that you could hold this outdoors, you could hold this extremely distant, you could put up barriers the way they did at the vice presidential debates. There's thousands of ways that you could make sure that this debate could happen in person without having issues with COVID. And I don't know what those would be, but it seems like there's a way to get this done if you really want to get it done. That's Friday. Obviously, you won't be hearing from me over the weekend. Hopefully, there'll be no news. I'm sure there will be. We are in a constant 24/7 news cycle, so the weekends are really just an opportunity for me to take a break from it all. I will be back on Monday. We will talk about everything that happened over the weekend and what we've got slated for next week. Thank you very much.